Hi everybody, this is another Flying Rookie video, and on this video is going to be a FPV test flight. So I'm going to test the range of my FPV equipment, okay? And I'm only going to be using my video goggles with cloverleaf antennas, no ground station. And I'll be using the HITEC Aurora 9 radio, and I'm using the stock HITEC Spectra 2.4 gigahertz. So I'm not using any long range modules in here. I'm using my these two quadcopters that you see here. The first one is going to be the DJI Fling Wheel F450, and I got on that one the Foxtech 5.8 GHz 500 milliwatt video transmitter and the HITEC Optima 7 receiver, and you can see the antenna sticking out. And the other one is the HOVERTHINGS Flip-FPV, and on that one I got a Foxtech 5.8 GHz 400 milliwatt video transmitter. And also I got a HITEC Optima 7 receiver. You can see the antenna also sticking down. Okay, so let's go to Google Earth. Okay, and this is the area where I'm going to be flying. This is the college campus, so I'm going to take off from this area over here. So that's the area where I'm going to be standing. Okay, and just to show what I did in the previous flights, where I tested the range. On the first flight, I went all the way to this amphitheater over here. So that was like around 700 meters, or 2,400 feet. On the second flight that I did, I went for a kilometer. So I flew all the way to this communication antenna over here. So that was like 3,500 feet, or 1 kilometer. So this flight test that I'm going to do is going to be a mile. So it's not going to be a metric flight, it's going to be an imperial flight. So I'm going to go all the way to this cul-de-sac over here, this rotunda, and back. Okay, so that's 1 mile or 1.6 kilometers. Okay, so let me just straight up the north over here. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is to show everybody the measurements of the distance between the point of origin of this flight to the destination. So right now I'm gonna go to miles, okay, and I'm gonna mark over here the point of origin of this flight, and all the way up to the second cul-de-sac, and that's a little bit over a mile, you can see here. And on feet, that's like 5,400 feet. Meters, you can see it's over 1,600 meters, and kilometers is 1.66, over 1.5 kilometers. Okay, so that's gonna be my target flight. Okay, so let's just get it on and go to the flight. So let's get our Windows 8. So the first one that I'm gonna fly is the DJI Fling Wheel F450. Okay, now this video is taken with the GoPro, so taking off the Olympic track, and there we go. Now this day was a cold day. It was like around, I think it was 6 degrees centigrade, or 27 degrees Fahrenheit. So you know the lipovirus doesn't like this cold weather. The other thing about this flight is not gonna be smooth as the previous video, because it's a little bit breezy, especially as I go higher, and I was getting headwind. So my flight going towards the target area is gonna be a little bit slower than the flight that I'm gonna be doing heading back. Okay, so that's why we see a little bit of turbulence, and again also some jellyfish. I believe the sorbo tank, because it's so cold, it didn't do its job. It's all these rubbers, anti-vibration isolators that I put on the camera, they don't work that great when it's cold. So that's why just you see that yellow effect. The last time when I did this flight, it wasn't that cold, so the servo tank was doing his job. Anyway, I'm kind of following that main road that is all towards my left. I try to stay on areas where, if in case of a crash, I can easily recover my aircraft. Okay, so but so far everything's going good with this. And I left the college campus already, and I'm right now getting into the cemetery grounds, and you can see the two of the 5 cul-de-sacs, rotundas. You can see it. Roundabouts, I think they call it too. You can see it, straight ahead. So I'm just gonna fly over the first one, and I know I was getting, good signal. And now I'm gonna reach the second one over here. The signal was great. I was hardly, with this 500 milliwatt, I was hardly getting any signal drop. So it's really, really good. Also, I was flying high over here, but it's higher ground on the area where I was flying. So now I'm turning around, and you can see that wide, clear area all the way down there. That's where I am. So I'm 1 mile away with my aircraft, and I'm not using no ground station at all. That's why, I see people that they just go to the trouble, like I mentioned in my other videos, to buy a ground station for nothing. You can see you can do FPV without the need of the ground station. All you need is the cloverleaf antennas, a nice set of video goggles, and that's it. And you can do this either with the system that I use in the Foxtech, or you can use the Fat Shark. You use the Fat Shark with the I don't know how they call it, those antennas, but they are like the round shaped ones. And I think they are also cloverleaf. They got the cover. Oh, I got some turbulence over here. I don't know why. You can do also a mile with that system. So for an airplane, RC airplane, I guess probably you need a ground station, because it's gonna cover, a larger area faster. So probably you're gonna be tempted to go even further away, and you might want to go really high. I saw people flying RC airplanes going over the clouds and stuff like that. But when it comes to a multi-rotor, you don't tend, normally I don't go this far with multi-rotors. So, but I just want to try to, show to people that using a ground station, even if you set it up on a backpack, it's a waste of time. It's pointless. Even if you get a ground station with, low frequency, low FPV frequency, like 900, 1.2, 1.3 gigahertz, it's not worth it. I got the convenience that my goggles got the built-in, video receiver and the cloverleafs, and that's all I need to do my flight. Now, as you can see next to me, there's a tripod. Okay, and that I said I don't like ground stations. Trust me, that tripod is not a ground station. That tripod is not connected to me at all. So I'm going to explain later on what that tripod is about. Okay, but it's not a ground station. My goggles are the ones that are getting the signal. Okay, so I put a floor mat, a car mat, so I can, land my aircraft on the dry surface, because it's wet all around. Okay, so the end of this flight, so let's go to the next aircraft, and this one is the HOVERTHINGS Flip-FPV with a 400 milliwatt 5.8 gigahertz video transmitter. And this one got a better OSD than the OSD that I'm using on the other aircraft. The other aircraft, the DJI F450, that one got an E-OSD, and that OSD all it does is tells you the voltage, and that's it. Now this one I put the Cyclops OSD, and it's the cheapest version of the Cyclops that costs like a little bit less than $100. Well, it tells you all the information that you need. Now this Cyclops is not the one that got the autopilot or anything, because that one is meant to be used on airplanes. Okay, this one all it does, it tells you the altitude, the distance from home, the speed of the aircraft. It tells you, how to get back to home. Now on this part, I was turning around because the battery that I was using over here is a battery that is really more sensitive to the cold weather than the other battery. Plus, the motors that I'm using here, they are no low KVs like the motors that I'm using on the DJI F450. That's 775 KVs. These ones are 1200 KVs with 9-inch props, and these motors, they are like really vicious, you know, sucking the life out of the battery. These motors, they are like 4 little vampires. And the thing is, this battery is really don't like the cold, and the reason I turn around is because my LiPo alarm, I got telemetry with the voltage of the battery of the aircraft on my radio. My LiPo alarm, you know, once in a while was, you know, beeping, so I got scared, and that's why I turned around. But then I said, you know, to the hell with it. I know that's the battery just being stupid, so they just keep going with the flight, you know. And one thing that made the LiPo alarm, you know, beeping too is because, like I mentioned before, you know, I getting headwinds, so it's that's why the flight going towards the target is slower than the flight on the way back because of that. But I mean, it's not a wind so strong that it's making the flight, you know, almost impossible or anything. But it's nothing like that. It's just like simply making the aircraft work a little bit harder, and it's, you know, lowering the voltage of the battery. And that's the information that I was getting on my Cyclops OSD too, you know, because it also tells me the voltage of the battery as well. So anyway, I'm right now, you can see the communication antenna that I passed, that I flew to, you know, last time. That one is 1 kilometer, a little bit over a kilometer away. And as soon as I pass this main road over here, I'm going to be into the cemetery grounds. Okay, and now I'm in the cemetery grounds. Whoops, that little glitch that you saw there is my failsafe kicking in, because this flight didn't flew at first as high as I did before. Now I did it again. You lost the signal for a little bit from the radio, but then you just got it back. And that's why important when you fly aircraft, you have to fly, as you fly farther away, you have to fly higher too, so that way the aircraft and your radio, you know, stay in contact all the time. Now I'm about to reach the second cul-de-sac, and this is the part where I turn around. But according to my OSD, I was over 5,400 feet away, so that was, you know, like 1.6 kilometers. So I'm heading back, and you can see, you know, that white clearing all the way in the distance, just like in the other video. That's what I was before. Okay, and I'm heading back now. When I'm flying these higher grounds, this cemetery doesn't look that much, you know, on the video, but this is not, you know, like a level ground while I'm flying. This is really, you know, it's higher ground over the area where I took off. Okay, so this aircraft, when I was, you know, by the cemetery, I was almost, you know, 487 feet high on that area over there. But now I'm starting going, you know, lower, and as you can see, I'm flying, heading back, you know, at a higher speed. So it's because right now I'm flying with the wind, so that's why you see the aircraft, you know, getting back, you know, pretty quickly. Okay, so this is the nice thing, you know, that I'm making this video so people, before they get tempted to spend more money on a ground station that they're not going to need for multi-rotors, all you have to do is just get a nice set of cloverleafs, and that's it. You know, set up everything pretty nice, and that's it. My 2 aircraft, they fly for around 12 minutes each, so, you know, flying time is pretty decent too, you know, with the batteries that I use. So I think this is, in a way, the ideal way to, you know, fly a multi-rotor. Okay, so right now I'm slowing down because I'm on final approach over here. Okay, and right now having a little bit, because of the sun, having a little bit of trouble trying to spot the rod, because even if the video image over here is high definition, it's not high definition on my goggles. I'm only getting, you know, 640 by 480 resolution on my goggles. So right now I'm kind of struggling, you know, to spot the rod, because the color of the rod blends a little bit with the track. Even the track is like a really dark greenish color, and then over here I spotted, so it's just a matter of laying on the dry. Okay, now I'm on the mats. Just laying. So now you saw the video that I'm gonna show. This thing over here is the Foxtech DV-01. This is where I got the tripod. He got his own cloverleaf antenna, because this is a DVR that has its own video receiver, 5.8 gigahertz, and that's my OSD. And the thing with this video DVR is like the built-in video receiver, it just sucks, and you guys gonna see why soon. But just to show you what's going on with the OSD over here, the left side is the speed of the aircraft. On the bottom is the distance from home. On the right side, that's the altitude of the ground. On the top, that's the degrees, you know, that's where the compass, that's the north, south, east, and west. And on the bottom right, that's the voltage and the flying time, and also how fast I'm climbing. Okay, so this is the same flight that I did, but this from the video DVR. I could tell you this: you see the way the video is degrading over here? It didn't degrade like that at all in my goggles. It's just even if I was using the same type of cloverleaf antenna on the video goggles and on the DVR, somehow the DVR video receiver is just a piece of crap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repeat this flight again. You can see that over here I almost went out. It looks like I went out of range, but I never lost the video signal. Never. Over here, so I'm on my way back, and you can see that I went all the way up to, I picked 44 miles per hour on my back, but then I slowed down to between 42 and 43. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repeat this flight again, probably next weekend, and I'm gonna connect. The nice thing about this DVR is you can hook it up to directly to the goggles, because my goggles got a video output and video input too, because my goggles can be connected to a ground station, something that I'm not gonna do. So, but also you can connect a DVR to the goggles. So I'm gonna put this DVR on my pocket. Yeah, I'm gonna record the video directly off the goggles. So I'm gonna know the built-in video receiver that this DVR got, and then I'm gonna do the recording from there. And you guys will see, you know, how clear my image was 1 mile. I wouldn't go this far if I couldn't see where the hell I was going to. So one thing that I'm gonna explain about this OSDs, like once you reach, you know, home, he's gonna tell you how far you went, how fast you went, and how high you went. So I was 5,400 feet. I went 44 miles per hour. That's like around 70 kilometers per hour. I went 487 feet high. That was like around 145 meters high. And like I said, 5,433 feet away, that's the 1.6 kilometers, or 1 mile, a little bit over 1 mile. Okay, so this is the end of the video. So I hope you guys like it. So please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, favorite, and share this video. And thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.